Welcome to the Uncultured Opinions podcast. My name is Brent. This is my co-host Ethan. Welcome to episode 20. We have a big show for you guys today. We have a lot of topics to touch on, so it might be a little longer than usual, but probably not that long. First, we're sponsored by patreon.com
We
slash
are
the
not
Uncultured
sponsored by
Opinions podcast.
Patreon. If you go to our direct URL link on Patreon, that's not a sponsor of us. That's just us.
It's just a fucking phrase, Ethan.
It's
Everyone
not a
says it.
phrase.
You
No
get on
one
my
else.
ass every time, bruh.
I've never heard anyone say Patreon is a sponsor.
Sponsored by yourself because you don't have any sponsor slots right now.
Let's just here's an idea.
Patreon pays our bills, don't
Who
they?
do you want to sponsor us that you think would sponsor us at this level?
Can we-
Raid Shadow Legends. All right?
Can we get
Alright.
what's it called?
No, here, look.
No, can we get Dollar
I'm gonna
Shave? What is it, Dollar Shave Cup? Because I want the fucking. No,
I do love their razors. I'd love for them to send me a fucking razor.
the one company that has like the lawnmower that cleans your balls.
The lawnmower. Fucking shit, what is it? It's Dollar
I-
Shave Club, isn't it? No, it's not.
No, it's not. I don't remember, bruh.
I'll look it up.
Anyway, yeah, check out patreon.com/the Uncultured Opinions podcast. We got
Lawnmower 3.0 is done by Manscaped.
Manscaped. Yeah, I want to get Manscaped.
Just do an ad read for them and then be like, hey, we did an ad read for you because someone reached out to us and we never got paid. Kind of weird. And then they'll be like, oh shit, my bad. Here's
That's
$200.
That's illegal.
It is illegal.
But yeah, we got some cool stuff on there. Check it out. Shout out to our patron
How to
Darren.
Get
And
raid.
check out the socials. The
Shadow.
socials. Why can't I talk? Twitter.com/the UO podcast. Instagram.com/the Uncultured Opinions. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. We're recording video episodes now. And if you're listening on YouTube, check it out on Spotify. If you're on a car ride or something, if you're vibing at work. But Ethan, what have you been watching this week?
All right, I have been watching How to Get Away with Murder. Pretty fucking good. What else did I watch?
Kind of
Oh,
ass. I'm
I
just
watched
kidding.
that Floor is Lava show on Netflix.
Why?
It was fucking so cringy. Super cringy.
I could have told
It
you.
really
would
it
be.
really threw me. I mean, it's obviously it's a children's game show. Or it's a game show geared towards the audience of children, but it
Mhm.
was so cringe. Like, it was bad. But then like super happy, like upbeat show, and then at the very end, like during the like right before the credits roll, it says it gives an in memoriam, and it just fucking threw me for a fucking loop.
Bruh.
It was so sad, but it really threw me. But it was bad. I did watch. Oh, I watched the best movie the other day. Actually,
The Five Bloods?
no.
Foreshadowing.
I watched Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days.
Because it's on Disney Plus now.
It's on Disney Plus.
Bro, Disney.
I watched it. My friend Jalen came over and he was like, "Let's watch this," and I'm like, He's not allowed to pick movies anymore because he picked that, and before that he picked Radio Rebel, and they're both fucking ass movies.
Are you kidding me? Diary
Radio
Wimpy
Rebel
Kid
is
Dog
ass.
Days is
No,
okay. Radio Rebel's ass. Diary Wimpy Kid Dog Days is fucking awesome, dude. Don't fucking at me, bro. I'm not dealing with you. Disney Plus has some weird stuff now. They got Percy Jackson. They have fucking Fan Four Stick. Like, why?
What's Fan Four Stick?
It's just the term for the newest Fantastic Four movie they made. Because now there's two movies called Fantastic Four, so they just differentiate because there's a 4 in the middle of the logo.
That's fucking stupid. What was I gonna say? I haven't watched Artemis Fowl yet, but I guarantee it's ass. It has like 10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't even want to waste my time with it. There's a lot of good films I want to watch when we're done with the pod. I think
You
I'm
want
gonna
to watch
watch.
a bunch of good films after we're done with the pod? Why wouldn't you watch them while we're doing the pod?
Well, because I can't watch a film and do the pod.
Oh, you meant today.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like after we're done with the pod totally. I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you watch them when we're doing it?
Nah, I think tonight I'm gonna watch Honey Boy, and then this weekend I'm gonna.
What's Honey Boy? That sounds familiar.
It's the movie written by Shia LaBeouf about his life. And
Oh yeah.
he plays his dad.
Interesting. You know what that's really similar to?
What?
Staten Island. Remember that movie that you were supposed to fucking watch? But you didn't, did you? Anyway, on the next topic. I knew you weren't gonna watch that movie. That movie was really good. It was really good.
I want to watch it. I really do, but I don't think you realize how fucking busy I get.
What
Even
have you been doing? What have you been doing?
what have I not been doing, bruh?
What have you been doing?
Trying to find something that makes me rich and not poor, bruh. I'm being for real.
Stonks. Buy stonks with us.
I do want to do stonks.
Buy stonks with us.
Like I have so many pods. Like I have like I'm getting back into production mode. Like we were saying the last time we filmed a take
I'll
of
send
this
you
pod.
a code right now, and I'll give you it gets you a free stock.
Bet,
So it's free money.
bet.
Free money.
Cause like
You
I've been
just
I've
gotta
been in
link your
the
bank account.
all right. I've been in the stew a lot trying to get this album done. I got this pod.
Oh,
I got
still need
the
to
other.
edit your. I still need to edit your album cover.
I mean, it ain't that big of a deal. I know what the album cover is gonna be. It's gonna be animate like drawing.
Okay, well this one's for.
But-
We're gonna use one of mine for one of your singles, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Which one are you feeling? The red or the blue? That's all I'm gonna say, because you know what I'm referring to. I mean, the red or the green.
You pick, cause I think they both look good.
I think they both look. The green. I think the red fits the vibe of the album more, but the green turned out better. But also, I need you to drop a song called Quarantine or something along those lines so that I can use the one with you putting on the face mask, because that shot looks fucking sick.
I want
It
to,
looks
but
super dope.
the thing is like I need a beat for it, and me and Darren were trying to cook up one.
Just
and
do the beat of
it's
people
just-
screaming.
Oh.
Just
It just gets so hard to find that vibe because like me and Darren make a lot of good beats, but like it's hard for us to make like
dude, use the beat
hard
that I made the
bangers.
other day when I came over.
No, bro, dude, it wasn't even a beat. You randomly just fucking placed down drum.
Did you
like,
save it?
fucking...
Please tell me you saved it.
I saved it.
Play it right now.
No.
No, no, please play it right now.
God damn it. Okay, fine.
Play it. Play it. Are you playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Okay, that's his beat. I'm sorry if that like hurt any one of you.
So wait, will it come through on the audio?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking lit. I'm gonna get signed. Fucking Dre's gonna send me a DM. He's like, he's gonna DM our account and be like, I need his contact info immediately because he is hired.
Bro,
That
if Dre hasn't
fucking
gotten me,
bars.
he's not getting you. Have you been watching anything else?
I don't think so. Maybe.
All right, I'll move on.
I can't keep track. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up my Netflix real quick for continuing. I've been watching The Staircase, but that's a documentary, so it doesn't really count.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't. If that makes sense. The Office is always playing in the background. I have still been watching a lot of Criminal Minds.
Is that good?
Criminal Minds?
Yeah.
Have you never watched it?
No.
Dude, I'm rewatching it. Dude, Criminal Minds is it's so good. I'm telling you, that show is phenomenal. It is crazy good.
I might
No,
check it
seriously,
out
you should watch
sometime.
it. It is so good. I
think
love it. It's easily the best crime show. Like, best crime show.
I think I'm gonna watch like Community soon. I've been wanting to watch that.
I did watch the first episode of Mr. Iglesias.
How's that?
Ass. It's fucking awful. It's so not funny. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I've been watching. Nothing
Alright.
too crazy. Oh, I did watch. I forgot. I listened to at work today. I listened to Eric Andre's new stand-up.
I've actually was debating listening to that.
It's not that good. I like Eric Andre, but it was kind of it's like it's just an hour of him screaming offensive nonsense, crazy stuff.
Sounds like
It's
Eric
for the-
Andre.
I mean, it's like Eric Andre, but like You know his little bits where he just goes crazy,
Yeah.
like on the Eric Andre show?
That's like his
It's like,
whole bit.
but like that's the whole bit.
I've
Very few of it, and like I like that kind of stuff, but like an hour straight of it, it just didn't land for me. The last bit was fucking funny though. The last 5 minutes, solid, but the rest of it just it it didn't hit for me. It wasn't that good.
I feel like I've seen the consensus that the Netflix stand-ups just aren't good.
That's not true.
I feel
Bert
like
Kreischer's and Tom Segura's have me dying. I've rewatched them like 3 times. They are so funny. They are so funny.
that's good to hear. It just seems like every
Bill,
time one of
Bill
them
Burr.
comes out.
I mean, I also love stand up. I'm a big stand up kind of guy. I'm a stand up kind of
I
guy.
noticed
I
that
mean, I
too.
like stand up, but I'd like to think I'm a stand up guy.
You're a pretty stand-up guy. But all right, I haven't watched too much. I just have two things I want to talk about. The first, I'll briefly touch on. I've been
Oh, you've been
watching
watching Avatar,
Avatar.
haven't you? I knew it
How'd you know?
because you were like, "There's one I want to touch on," and you had mentioned earlier in the week, and I was like, He's talking about Avatar, dude. Tell me that show is not the best fucking show,
It's kind of ass.
dude. What do you
I'm just
mean?
kidding. I wanted to see Ethan blow up. As a kid, I hated anime, so I did not want to watch the show at all. Sorry guys if that edit wasn't as smooth. Apparently my thing got unplugged. I don't know. We're good now. But yeah, I didn't like
It's just
animes.
gonna be like every other time we have to edit something out, you forget. It just stays in there.
Usually I'm good at editing it once I remember.
No, when you do edit it, but like a lot of times when we're like, we should edit that out. It almost never gets edited out.
Yeah, true, because usually I'm on a time crunch and I just gotta get it done and all that. But no, as I was saying, I didn't like anime as a kid. I hated it. I was just wanting to watch like SpongeBob and Drake and Josh. So when Avatar came on, I hated
Now
it.
you're a fucking weeb.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm a fucking weeb. Like I think you see the Jotaro hat back there. I love JoJo and shit like that. I love anime. So finally, when Avatar came to Netflix, I saw a lot of people like resurging their love for it and everything. And my girlfriend had watched it as a kid, and she wanted to rewatch it. So we've been sitting down and watching it, which is tough because it's long distance. So it kind of sucks having to like queue up the TV like and line it up perfectly. We started out just like being on our computers and doing like third-party software, which is really good because you can pause it and it lines up perfectly. But it got to the point where I was like, bro, I don't want to sit at my desk anymore. So then we had to
Right.
do the old-fashioned thing of just being like, okay, I'm at 136. Tell me when
I've
tell me
done
when to
that.
play. So yeah, I've been watching it,
I
and
wouldn't consider Avatar anime though.
no, that's the thing.
It's
It's
westernized anime.
Yeah, it's a Western anime, but like the point is, it's like very inspired by anime. And even back then, I could tell it was like that art style. Looking at it, it reminded me of anime. So I just didn't. It was a serious show on Nickelodeon. And I wasn't having it, you know. But I started watching it, and it's fucking awesome. I was like, I'm on season 2. I think I'm almost done with it. I'm like episode 14, I think. It's weird. One of the Netflix episodes bundles up 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird on season 2, but it's so fucking good. I was surprised with how solid the characters are and how solid the pacing is. There's no filler. There's maybe like one episode where I was like, does this matter? You know? Like a lot of the episodes are concise. The character development is fucking amazing. Like
Yeah, it's super well put together.
all the characters are awesome. Like they're all people I'm rooting for and I want to see succeed. Even the fucking bad guys. Well, not
Which
all
bad
the
guys do you like?
not all the bad guys. Zuko and Iroh though are definitely fucking
I
beasts.
was gonna say Zuko. There's a love-hate relationship with Zuko,
Yeah, cause like
but like
he
you
starts
can't
out as a
hate Uncle Iroh. Everyone loves Uncle Iroh.
True. I know he committed mass atrocities, but man, I love him.
We just ignore that.
Zuko's a good character though. I really enjoy him because like from the first episode, you kind of like, oh, it's just one of those edgy, stupid evil antagonist, but then like he gets a lot of complexity to him, and you could tell that he's not really like
Who's
evil.
Zuko?
Yeah. Once again, had to take a phone call or something.
Or
But
something. Why'd you say or something? You definitely know what happened. It was a phone call. Like, why? Why did I had that in there?
uh, this is so bad. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on about it. I might go back when I fix it, like when I finish it. But Avatar's a good fucking show. If you're like
It is.
me and you're sleeping on it because you're like, oh, anime or the art style or whatever, fucking watch it, man. It's brilliant. I love it so much. Anyway, now the thing I watched all of today. It dropped today, and I watched every episode.
What was it?
I'm excited about this, Ethan.
It's gonna be something fucking stupid. I guarantee it.
Into the Unknown, the making of Frozen 2,
Oh my god.
dropped on Disney Plus today. All episodes dropped today, bro. It was fucking hype.
So is that the only reason you're up at 5 a.m.?
No, actually, literally, I went to bed. Okay, I took a nap yesterday, and I went a little long, and I woke up and I was like, I'm just gonna go back to bed. But I didn't end up sleeping, like falling asleep till 12:30, and for some reason I just woke up at 4:30, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I was like, fuck it, and I just started watching it because I knew it dropped. It's good, man. I have some notes on it because I wanted to make sure I didn't just say, hey, it's good. But dude, it's so crazy going like taking one of your favorite things, or even just something you like, or anything in general. Excuse me. And like
What
having
was
the
that?
burped.
Sounded odd.
And just having the curtain peeled back on you to like see the intricacies of it. One thing
Dude, I had the curtain peeled back on me one time, and then I had to file a
I don't
lawsuit.
I
dude.
don't like where the story's going. Oh no, Ethan. Speaking of stories, tell that story you sent into the chat.
That fucking kid?
Yeah.
God, kids are so fucking stupid. Hang on, let me pull up the transcript of what this kid said. Keep in mind, I didn't tell you this. This kid was easily 8 years old.
I
Like old enough to have more of an IQ than he clearly had. So I was outside walking my dog when I got home from work, and this girl and her brother, I'm assuming, she was probably 5, maybe, and he was at least 8. So I'm walking, and then they go, "Hey, can I pet your dog?" Sure. That question gets asked to me a lot. I don't mind. Kobe's sweet. He's not gonna bite anybody. So I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And she goes, "I can pick him up," and then she just fucking picks up my dog. And I was like, okay, hang on, let me read exactly what this child said to me. And then as she's holding my dog for whatever reason, she's picking him, and my dog looks super uncomfortable. But I can't focus on that because I'm trying to focus on what this other kid is saying to me. He looks at me and he goes, I used to live in Lexington, but I couldn't turn off the water, so I moved, and now we don't have a dog, and I can't jump. Most of that I might be able to make sense of, but what the fuck does I can't jump mean? What does that mean? I'm assuming the rest. I'm assuming he had to move probably to Louisville because it said I couldn't turn on the water. He said I couldn't get the water to work. I'm assuming that their water was shut off and they had to move here with a relative or something along those lines. And then now I don't have a dog. I'm assuming they had to get rid of their dog. They couldn't bring it here. Something that I could make also, but he was 8. He was way too old. I felt like he should have been making more sense than he
Yeah.
was. But like honestly, I really wouldn't have had a second thought about what he was trying to say for me if it wasn't for the last line of "and I can't jump." I don't know what that has to do with anything or where that came from. That line alone made me rethink the whole conversation. Like
Bro.
honestly, if he hadn't have said "and I can't jump," I would have just been like, "Okay," and I would have thought it was just a normal conversation with a stupid kid or just a kid, whatever. But like that line, it threw me, and I've been thinking about it ever since, and it's been 2 hours, and I still don't know what the fuck that meant.
Dude, you sent me a simplified version. I read it and I was like, what the fuck was that story? That was a ride. Like every sentence was just
Yeah.
another fucking ride.
When you said what the hell was that story, I was like, I double checked it and I was like, maybe I didn't type it right, and I was like, wait a second, it didn't make sense to begin with. Of course I typed it right. I could have typed it wrong and it probably would have made more sense than whatever the hell that kid was trying to say.
I figured like
Also, I hate kids because like I was driving
hate
into
kids
my
too.
apartment complex or into my townhome area, whatever I don't know what it's called, whatever. I was pulling into my parking lot where I live, and these two kids are just driving around in the fucking road on their hoverboards, and so I hit my brakes, and like my car's here. They're coming up here, so I hit my brakes to slow down, and they just look at me and they just keep going. Not a care in the world. They kids drive around all the time, running around. They don't give a shit about cars. Like, I almost ran over my neighbor's kid the other day because I was pulling in and he just sprints out from behind in between two cars. I guess he was playing hide and seek because he was crouched and he jolted out. But of course,
Bruh.
I'm waiting for a kid to jump out in front of me. So I had to slam on my kids are so stupid.
I
I
got
like
I almost
and
got hit by a car while riding my skateboard
kids are
today.
always playing in my lawn. I could not say that word. Kids are always playing in my fucking lawn. Like I literally went to go. I have a very tiny backyard. I went to go sit in my backyard the other day because like sometimes I'll sit out there with Kobe. I went to go out there, or I take Kobe out to the back sometimes. I went to go out there, and there's just two kids in my backyard. And I'm like,
Bruh.
what the fuck are you doing here?
Is there a fence like separating like
I mean, they're kind of
lawns?
so it's like not really. So like it's all open. So that like so my house is connected to the houses next to mine. So there's a fence on the sides, but then the front is open. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like there's barricades on the sides. But they were playing in front of mine. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like the other day I went out and they leave their toys out in front of mine. Like I went out there and there's like two stuffed Pokemon in my yard and like 16 Nerf darts. And I'm like,
Give me those Nerf
there
darts.
aren't any kids around. I'm like, you're just leaving your shit in other kids' lawn? Like, at least leave it in your own backyard. Like,
Yeah, I really hate
I
kids.
now understand why people hate people in their fucking lawn. Like, get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. Made me
Alright.
so mad. I hate children.
Same. Anyway, back to the Frozen 2 documentary before I get long-winded. It's just really interesting because it takes place in all 6 episodes take place in the last 11 months of the production cycle. And the thing that shocked me is at the beginning of that 11 month, they barely had the movie animated. It wasn't like, yeah, like I wrote it down here. It was crazy how 4 months before the movie was released, it was barely animated. I think they were at like 20% animation or something. I think when they get,
Imagine if they would have released it like that. Have you ever seen clips from like unreleased clips from shows? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like stuff that was gonna be in there, but then they decided not, so they never finished editing it all the way. But
like
then they put it out
animatics and stuff.
yeah, and then they put out. I always think that's just so funny because it's just like I remember one distinctively from Monsters Inc. and it's just Sully, but he's like super blocky and one color, and his mouth doesn't really move. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Anyway, I cut you off.
I like animatics a lot, but that's like a lot of what it was, and it was really crazy seeing like the process. And I still don't understand all of it, but I'm not an animator, I guess, because even down to like,
You guess?
okay, I'm
You
not,
think you might be?
I'm not an animator, but even down to like a month or two before it, they were still they were still going to meetings, being like, "Is this animation good? Like, is it good?" And it's not like it was rendered to look like it was still like the not an animatic, but still the blocky like animation cycle. So it hadn't been rendered for like the good visuals yet. It's crazy.
I mean, like 4K.
I mean, yeah, true. So there was one thing that I really found interesting. They did a test screening, and they found that they needed to make the movie more funny and less serious and less confusing for kids, which kind of irks me a little bit because I love Frozen 2. I loved what it was, But the biggest things I loved about it was how it matured and it
I
grew.
agree
It grew
with
with the
the audience.
kids. Yeah, exactly. Like I was an adult watching Frozen 2 when I was like 13 when the first one came out. I enjoyed that. But
Mm, it didn't really grow for you though. It more grew for kids who were 5 and 6,
I
who were
mean,
then
y-
10 and 12.
yeah, but at the same time, it
I'm
got.
not saying it didn't grow, but you know what I mean. Like I mean, we already did our Frozen review, so if you've listened to that, you know what we're gonna say. But like, you know what I mean? Like, what they tackled was they tackled puberty in a non-weird way.
Mhm.
Obviously, you hit puberty before you were. Wait, you say you were 13 when Frozen came out?
I think it came out in November 2013.
There's 6.5 years between Frozen and Frozen 2.
Yeah, dude. It was no wonder.
Frozen came out 7 years ago.
Yeah, no wonder. Like you knew I was so anticipating that
What
movie.
the
It was
fuck?
it was a 6 year wait, dude. Anyway, but I agree and disagree. Like there definitely was like a unofficial puberty thing. I agree with you, but also the movie had aspects of being dark. Like when Anna sings the the next right thing. Oh, she thinks almost everyone she loves is dead. Like they really
Yeah, that was
let
pretty dark.
Anna think all her loved ones are dead.
And then when Olaf thinks he's like useless
Hmm.
and a waste of space and he doesn't know his purpose, I was like, that's pretty fucking dark.
So I love those aspects, and like I guess I'm not saying I want like blood spilled or anything, but I would have liked if they committed to the more
Could you imagine?
adult vision of Frozen.
Fucking Sven gets murdered.
Bruh, I wouldn't want
That'd be
that.
savage. That'd be savage.
But
You know how good that would be though? No one would ever expect it.
true, that is
Ever.
true.
That's
It,
why Big Hero 6 is so good, because you don't expect such emotional death in a children's movie.
yeah, he
And they
runs
killed
into
him off in like
fire.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of sucks that like I get Disney's like it's Disney. Like I don't need to explain what Disney is. The family company.
What's Disney's again?
Oh, just the company that buys every other company.
I hate Disney. I hate Disney so much.
There's parts of Disney that I hate. But like I get they have to cater towards kids, but it just kind of sucks to hear that cuz obviously I'm an adult and I love Disney and I love Frozen. I would have liked to see that more mature side, but
I'm more. I disagree with you.
what?
I just feel like you seem kind of upset that Frozen wasn't more adult when it's not. You are not the target audience for Frozen.
I get that and I'm definitely not mad about it cuz I recognize that I'm not, but that's
No, I
what
get what you're.
upsets me that I'm not
I
the
get what you're
target.
trying to say. You wish you were the target audience.
Yeah. But I mean, for what they were given though, with needing to make it adult and kid at the same time, I think they nailed it. Like there's definitely like I know my little sister loved the movie, and then I loved the movie. There's aspects that she found it funny, and it was just fun to enjoy the ride. And there's aspects where I was like, damn, that's complex, you know. So I mean, they did a good job like marrying the two ideals. But it's just like watching that was a little bit hearing them like be like, "Oh, we need to make it more funny. We need to make it less confusing." Which even then, I feel like it's a little confusing only because some of the writing was poor. They it took me
How are you gonna say the writing's poor when you voted it? Isn't it your number 2 movie of 2019?
some of the writing's poor. And actually no, wait. Yeah, it might be actually. I don't remember. But it's my favorite movie of all time, but there is a little bit of poor writing. Like I don't think they properly convey that Elsa's the fifth spirit. Like I think they beat you over the head that Elsa is something and that she's something special, but I don't think they really
She's
do.
not even that special.
I mean,
She's kind
she's
of.
the fifth spirit. I mean, that's pretty special. I mean, I get you. I don't know too many other notes. Like, one of the things they added to like make it more funny was that Olaf bit where he was like,
Dude, Olaf was so much funnier in this movie than he was in the first one.
Dude, 100%. Olaf was ass in the first movie. I didn't.
You rarely see that in movies where the main funny character is funnier in the sequel
Mm,
because they usually way overplay it.
I mean,
But he was so much
you're
funnier in
right.
the second one. No, like uh, the best example of this is Anchorman. Did you watch Anchorman and Anchorman 2?
I've seen Anchorman 2, not Anchorman.
Okay. Did you think Brick was funny in Anchorman 2? Steve Carell's character, the idiot.
A little bit.
He was absolutely hysterical in the first one. Best part of the film was Steve Carell, in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
I also love Steve Carell. But he didn't have as much screen time, and it was all like background comedy or like offhanded comments and stuff, and everyone loved it. So they put him in every fucking scene, and they overplayed his stupid. He's a lot stupider in the second one than he is in the first one,
True. He is
and
pretty
they way
stupid.
overplayed it because it did really well in the first one, and it just wasn't as funny because
That's
they fucking nailed it.
that's what I like about Olaf. They made Olaf the audience stand-in for the kids that had grown up, making him kind of like I loved how they did that. They made him be like, "Oh, I'm maturing. I have more complex thoughts. What is life?" You know. One thing like they added that bit where he was explaining the first movie and explaining what was
That
happened.
was
Yeah. That
comedy.
that is
That
what
was straight comedy.
I love that scene, and that's one thing I will say I like that they needed to be more funny and the more less confusing because that scene was a direct causation of that.
You're
They
a
need
direct causation of that.
oh stop it, but they needed that for kids to make
What?
more
What?
sense.
Sorry, I don't. I totally just interrupted you to ask what time we were at because I
42,
can't see it now.
42, but it's probably like 30 or something because we had a little bit of.
That's true. Sorry, that was. Continue.
Another thing was like they didn't have the script locked until 3 months before the movie came out. So they didn't finish writing it until 3 months before. It's so crazy. I wish I had more thoughts that I didn't write down because I thought I would remember and I didn't, which fucking sucks. But it was a really good documentary. It's really cool to see the curtain drawn back on something you love so much, and they have a moment in there where they touch on this letter from a fan that talked about how Let It Go saved their life, and it made me emotional because I feel like Let It Go saved my life because I was fucking depressed and suicidal back then. Like I get a lot of shit for like liking Frozen and for it being my favorite movie because people think I just like princesses when Elsa is hot as fuck. I love
Okay,
Elsa.
stop. See, Brent, you had me. I was totally on your side. I get what you were saying. I was totally on your side. I understood your point until you said Elsa's hot as fuck, and then you lost me. You lost me. I was with you.
I
I
do
was with
that.
you. I could.
I add the comedy so that it's not cringe anymore. It's a coping mechanism. I'll be honest,
No,
bro.
I get it. I'm just like I was with you and what you had to say about how it was emotional and like you connected. I got that, but then you said, "Oh, but I don't like." She's like, "She's not a princess. She's hot as fuck."
No, but no, but
You just lost
anyway,
me.
like people are like, "Oh, it's like a princess movie." My thing with it was like it helped me really realize who I was and be confident and comfortable with myself. And like I got bullied a lot, which honestly I don't really care, but it kind of helped with that like a lot. And it also helped me realize I need to be stronger with my family and stuff like that because I was really pushing all of my family away. So I feel like that movie kind of like and this movie really made me a better person. That's why Frozen 2 is my favorite movie of all time. I combined the two because I love both of them. But yeah, that was the Frozen documentary.
Got really dark and personal.
Yeah, I had I was on Twitter and I was talking about how much I loved it, and my friend was goofing around with me. He was like no, because I said something about Cyberpunk 2077, how I wasn't hyped for it, and he was like, "Shut up, Frozen 2 is your favorite movie." And I was like, "Bro, I'd be dead if it wasn't." And he was like,
Oh,
"Damn, I feel a sad story coming on. Speak."
dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at something else.
Oh. Anyway, Ethan,
Dude, let's go.
it's time for our news. Are you ready? Jamie, roll the intro.
Who's Jamie? You can't just take Joe Rogan's guy. At least have our own. We had Noah in for one episode.
Yeah, I would like Noah to be the Jamie, but it's like from the setup, he can't really do it because I'm at my
That's
desk.
true. We need to work on that. I'd like Noah to be a part of it. I think Noah could be a really good Jamie.
That would be dope, but I don't think
Also, is Noah still sick?
I don't know. He hasn't been here all week.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was staying at his mom's.
House sitting. Anyway, first bit of news. A couple of these are a little bit of old news, but we haven't reported on them. AMC is not going to require. Actually, this could have been updated. I haven't seen an updated article, but they're not going to require masks upon relaunch, upon the reopen.
Did they go back on what they said?
I don't know if you want to fact check it. Because
I'm gonna fact check it because
I
know
haven't.
that they weren't initially, and then they changed their mind.
Okay, I haven't seen a follow-up article. I didn't know if they followed that article up or anything, but that was the initial thing.
Because last I had heard they were requiring masks.
They better.
100%.
Even with a mask, I don't know if I'll go.
On
But
June 19th, AMC Theaters, the nation's largest multiplex operator, is amending its plans for reopening next month, now requiring customers at all theaters to wear masks. The change came after an outcry against the company not making a mandate in the first place. So this isn't updated. This is as of the 19th. So last week, AMC Theaters course right.
Okay, that's
yeah. So they are as of 2 days ago. There was an article talking about it. They are requiring masks.
That's perfect because I'm not trying to go see Tenet.
Everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm not trying to go see Tenet with this guy's like, "Fuck masks, bro. They cause cancer."
Shut up.
And then he's coughing throughout the whole movie, and I'm just trying to watch Nolan's fucking Tenet because he doesn't want to release it to home because it's fucking Nolan.
I agree. Though I'm kind of with him. That's not a movie I would want to watch for the first time in my home.
Sure.
That is a theater movie.
I have a meme.
There are very few movies that are made for theater that really change the whole dynamic of seeing it in a movie theater, and that is 100% going to be one of them. Inception
I agree
is
that
definitely one of them as well.
I agree that Nolan movies are ones to see in theaters. Okay, I pulled up this meme. A good meme. Video listeners will appreciate this. Nolan finding finance for his films. I need $200 million for my new film, and I won't even let you read the script. Warner Brothers. Okay. It's more funny when you look at the meme.
Oh well.
Anyway, next bit of news. Netflix announced. I said they. I didn't say who. Who announced this? Netflix announced a Cuphead show. I don't know. I can't remember if they had already announced it. I think they did. But they had the directors of some animators show off some animatics about it, and they made a big deal. Literally, I think that... Never mind. I was going to say something that was wrong. But yeah.
Up the thing. Here's your first look at Netflix's Cuphead show. Look at Cuphead on the... Fuck, I can't read your shit.
On the
Here's
fuck.
Your first look at the Cuphead show on Netflix. Jesus Christ. There's a new animated TV show coming to Netflix based on the wonderful, very challenging video game Cuphead. Here's a video. Do we play it?
No.
No? Why? Why?
Because you won't be able to see it.
I can do what we did last week.
If you want to, bro, pull it up, Jamie.
How do I... Jamie pulling up the video is me just screen sharing my screen.
Yeah. Remember, do the application window so you can hear the sound.
I'm trying to figure out how to do it because I forgot again.
I've seen the video, though.
I haven't. How the fuck do you...
Well, maybe you should read the show notes, mister. And you would know the news.
Application window. Here. Okay. Only 6 seconds long.
A ragtag tribe tribe of enthusiastic artists and animators tell the tale of Cuphead.
Cuphead is a lovable stamp, and he also happens to have a cup for a head.
Reimagining a Fleischer style with these incredibly relatable siblings is going to be pretty fresh and new.
My name is True Valentino.
And I play the role of Cuphead.
I'm Frank Godard. I have the honor of playing Nightmare.
What a lovely introduction.
The whole team is bringing their A game.
It's going to bring you back to like wonder of childhood.
This is the Cuphead Show.
I'm not too big on it.
Okay, what do you mean? That looks interesting.
I don't like the animation. Like, I don't feel like it was as solid as the game.
No,
Put your
that
ca-
was interesting.
put your
Fuck, I'm
camera
trying
back, bro.
I'm trying to. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Are you? Are you trying? I mean, I'm interested and I want to watch it, but something about it is not pulling me in the way I want to be pulled in.
Can you see me? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
There we go. Okay, I couldn't see. My window was closed. No, I mean it looks interesting. It looks pretty good.
We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I don't know why I had to do a little. You have anything you want to say on it, buddy?
How the fuck is this related topics?
What?
Look, under the Cuphead thing, it says related topics. Drinking vinegar for weight loss.
'Cause
Take
it's just
take a depression test. Hang on,
those
gonna
ads
take
pop up everywhere.
I'm gonna take this right now. Never mind. It took me to,
Bro,
took me
we
to
have
YouTube.
a pod.
I'm sorry. We have a. Sorry. Hang on.
Next bit of news.
Next bit of news: my stock just fucking shot up.
Your stock dropped and you're poor and you can't afford your house.
I can't afford my house. Thank you very much.
Dope. I'm happy for you, man.
Let me text Sam real quick because we have this. We're in this together. But continue.
So The Witcher, they posted a little limerick, a little
limerick,
a little poem, a little rhyming word puzzle, and
Fucking hate.
and they pretty much announced that Witcher season 2 is gonna start filming August 17th. Are they gonna wear masks?
Still have yet to. Oh, they could. Shut up.
They're gonna write in a reason Geralt's wearing a mask. No, what if they make him wear the mask and they CGI it out?
Bruh, you wanna see what upset
Henry
me today?
Cavill's had
You wanna see what upset
history
me
with
today
that.
a lot?
Yeah.
Out of stock.
You didn't get to
So
it fast
pissed.
enough.
No, I was there. It's because it wouldn't load past the shipping screen.
I know there's bad data there, but I also think it was just a culmination of the site being shit because I saw a lot of people.
I think it was that as well, but like also like sometimes my Spotify won't even fucking load.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is really,
really
bad
bad.
there.
I was super hyped because like it dropped right at break time, and I was like, awesome, like this is perfect. This is a perfect timing. I just get on my phone at break like I always do, and then it wouldn't load, and I didn't get it, and then like I mean I got it in my cart, and then it was just sat on loading, so I just had my phone flipped over and let it sit on loading forever, and then by the time I got home, it finally stopped loading, so I didn't use my phone at all because I didn't want to back out of the screen, and then it loaded and it was like, this item is out of stock, and I was like, you fucking nuts.
Yeah, Funko's kind of dumb.
I was so mad.
Maybe
They're the hardest to get a hold of, the
Yep.
ones from the Funko shop.
maybe,
I got the one, but I had to pay $50 for it because I bought it from a third party. I'm not trying to do that again.
Maybe that'll be the one you can't get. You'll have an incomplete set, Ethan.
I mean, I'm missing 3 now, but I'm going to Target and Walmart after
Aren't-
we're done.
You aren't the
Fine.
common.
I don't have I do have one of the common. I have the new common, the Dwight with we're talking about the Office Pops. We never
Yeah.
said that. I just showed the picture. The Office Pops. Everyone knows I have a shit ton of Pops, but I have all of the Office ones except for 3, but the 3 that just released last week. I found one when you and me went to Walmart, the Dwight with stapler and Jello. Could not think of it. So I have that one, and then the ones I'm missing are Angela with the cat, Meredith with her boob out. I like that one. And then Kelly. There's two others that are out that I don't have. One is Sith Lord Dwight from the Halloween episode, but that one is shipped on the way. It was a specialty series, so I had to order it online, and I got that one. So I ordered that one forever ago. I ordered that when we were both on second shift because I ordered it when I was sitting next to you. I remember when I ordered it.
Well,
Super specifically.
I'm
But anyway,
I'm saving money right now, but when I get back to like comfortably spending money, I think I want to finish collecting the Frozen 2 pops. I really like collecting that line.
Do you have the water horse?
No.
I might pick that one up for you. It was about to go on clearance at Walmart. It's been sitting there for forever.
Oh, true. They have one of Elsa riding the water knock that I want.
Oh, I do like that one.
That one's pretty sick. I never got the second wave where they had spoilers for Frozen 2. Queen Anna and the Snow Queen Elsa dress. I never got those two, and I really wanted them. So those are the two.
You got the AMC exclusive or the Cinemark exclusive, didn't you?
Yeah, the Anna. I think I have most of the exclusives. I was just missing a lot of the commons.
Oh, also, I meant to tell you. One of my friends sent me another digital code for our account.
Oh, bet. What is it?
Jumanji, the original, the new one, and then the second one of the new one. So like all three of them.
Bet.
I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah, bet. Me neither.
I'll probably put it on that Movies Anywhere app that I had to make. Just because it's one of those, huh? Because we couldn't get the other ones on there anyway. Remember?
You can't put this one on Vudu.
I'll try, but I don't think it'll let me. But we'll see.
I hope so. The last bit of news we have. This was a breaking story right before we hit play. Right before we got on the Discord to record the podcast. The
Microsoft
Boys.
Edge?
No, fuck Microsoft Edge. The Boys Season 2 drops September 4th.
The what? Oh, Boys on Amazon. I never finished it.
I haven't started it. I want to.
Dude, it's really good. I stopped watching it because... Why the fuck did I stop? Oh, I started it when my shift changed at work. I just stopped watching it for a little bit, and I just never went back to watch it. But it was like, it's so good. I just forgot to go back and watch it. I guess it can't have been that good. But like, I loved it. From what I watched, it was really good. I'm going to go back and finish it. I'm going to watch some tonight because I forgot about it, frankly, what happened.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to catch up on it. What they're doing, though, which is interesting, they're dropping the first 3 episodes on September 4th, and then they're doing weekly episodes.
Yeah.
I hate that streaming services are doing that now. I think what made streaming services unique and innovative was that they would drop a full
everything at once.
Platter. Yeah.
I kind of like that they don't though, because when they do, I binge it. Like when season 4 of 13 Reasons came out, I watched it in 2 days and I didn't have anything else to watch. I love that Disney did it with The Mandalorian. It gave me something to look forward to every week.
I mean, that's great. Cool, but
and it was so good. I would have watched that in 1 day, and it would not have lasted.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't like the thrill of it wouldn't have lasted.
I get letting things breathe, but I think personally for me, it's just kind of like I don't remember things perfectly week for week. Maybe sometimes I'll be busy and I'll miss it that week, so I'll watch 2 a different week.
They do recaps.
I mean, I get it, but it's also just like if I binge it, I feel like I'm obtaining everything in the story in like 1 day, 2 days or something, and it just like it's not even just like, oh, I want this now. It's like I feel like I receive things better when I'm binging it. Like I appreciate it
catered to the way that Brent feels.
It should be. But
is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Do you think the world should cater to you?
That'd be pretty lit if it did.
Okay. So you're a Democrat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get political.
I don't know what I am.
That was just a joke.
That was a joke. Anyway, that's it for news. We have a little New Music Friday. We got to bring that segment back.
What came out?
Six Lack. I don't know how to say it. Some people say Six Lack. Some people just say Black. I don't know.
I thought it was Black.
It doesn't. I don't fucking.
Was it B Rent supposed to drop an album today or something, or a song today or something?
B Rent
Doesn't-
dropped. B Rent dropped the song. He has to go back.
Yeah,
and
then didn't you revoke it? You dropped it and it was out for like 4 hours, and you took it off, or he took it off. Sorry.
no.
Or is it
It's
still on there?
it's on SoundCloud. I
thought you said you revoked it.
yeah, off Spotify.
Mm. Dude, easily though.
I canceled the
that's B-
download because I have to.
That's B Rent's best song yet, no cap.
Is it?
Like for real, it's my favorite of B Rent's. It
B
definitely
Rent
is.
doesn't have a big discography though.
You don't, but I think it's your strongest by far. I really think it's your strongest by far.
It's good. It's just I need to go through. There's some. I'm not trying to focus on making everything perfect anymore.
You
I
know
think
what
that's
would make it a little bit better?
but
Switch out the beat. So instead of the beat that you're using now, throw the beat that I made behind it. And I
No.
think that would slap.
it would not slap.
Wait, did you pay the beat on this one, or was that on the old recording that wasn't actually recording? I
On
don't
this-
remember.
On this one, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't. Are you sure? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Hey Ethan, how mad would you
Hey.
be if I told you I haven't been recording your audio? this time?
Dude, are you serious?
No.
Oh my! I would have been so pissed. I was like, "How'd you make the mistake? That's why we had to do it again."
But no, I'm
I
trying
really
to.
would have been mad.
I'm not trying to focus on making it perfect anymore because that's the hole I've been falling in that I've been trying to get myself out of. But there are some things I want to perfect and make better because they're not releasable. There's some things in there that's not even okay to release because
Why?
it's just
Did you
bad.
drop slurs or something?
No, the
Did they get
song
canceled?
the song's
Speaking of
technically
cancel-
song's
speaking of
technically out.
Jenna Marbles got canceled.
Dude, I saw that. That was fucking
Jenna Marbles
stupid.
got canceled.
That was
mean,
really stupid.
She did do blackface.
Yeah, but like she's one of the most like unproblematic YouTubers.
I know. Don't
Like,
get me wrong.
I-
I think cancel culture is fucking stupid because cancel culture isn't let's cancel bad people. It's let's cancel people who maybe make one mistake ever. It doesn't matter if they grow from it or if it was literally 15 years ago, we're going to cancel them. Like they tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel for a skit he did in 1997 on SNL. 23 years ago, and they're trying to cancel him for it. I'm not saying it was the right move and it was an okay thing to do, but are you telling me you don't think the man has grown a little bit and maybe the world has also changed quite a lot?
Yeah, why
in
can't
23 years? Can people not make mistakes anymore?
we let people
That's what
adapt?
That's what pisses me off.
You know what pisses me off?
If Jimmy Kimmel goes out on his show and he did the thing he did 23 years ago in current day where he did blackface for a skit, yeah, maybe cancel him. But that was 23 years ago. I'm not saying he shouldn't have to, have any consequences for his actions, but he clearly has. He's responded to it. The show's getting pushed. The Jimmy Kimmel or the late night show, whatever that he's on, is getting pushed back a little bit.
Bruh.
Because of a mistake he made, a poor decision that not only him, the writers of the show did. It wasn't all. It's not like Jimmy Kimmel himself decided. I'm not saying he's innocent, but you know what I mean. That reminds me. Did you see the news from the Good Place producer? I believe
No.
she got canceled the other day for some old tweets. I think it was the producer. But then I looked up her tweets because I'm like, usually this shit's kind of stupid, right? Like usually it's always some. She's like, oh, they were poor jokes. They were, in my opinion, and if they're jokes, they're very poorly written jokes because they're just racist statements. I'm gonna read some of them.
Oh god.
Who was it? So she admitted she had said hurtful things and she wishes she could take them back. But she also claimed these were jokes. Here's one of the jokes that she told. She said, if she tweeted, if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and kill Hitler, all of the Jews, gypsies, and gay people.
Bruh.
There's no joke there. That's just racist and homophobic. See, like that's different. That's just blatant racism. It's not like the James Gunn stuff, which was like offensive humor.
Yeah.
And like maybe it's in poor taste and it's not up everyone's alley. But
Yeah,
it's
there's-
also
There's
but
no
it's very
punchline in that joke.
but James Gunn's were clearly a joke. They
Mm.
were offensive jokes. Yes, absolutely, they were offensive jokes. They were racist jokes. They were sexist, and they were homophobic jokes.
They're
But
bad
they were
jokes, but at
they were
least
bad
there was a
jokes.
punchline.
But that's what I'm saying. They were also clearly jokes, racist or not. They were jokes, but they were clear jokes. That tweet was just blatantly racist. Like one of the other ones was, I can't read that one because it's gonna get me canceled. It's just so, like someone like it uses two words that are so graphic that I can't say. I mean, I can't say, but you know what I mean. I'm sure you can figure out which two words that they probably are.
Yeah.
She said them in the same tweet, and she's white, mind you.
I
I'm
wouldn't have
like,
guessed
at
because she
no
got
point,
canceled.
I'm not saying at no point though could you think this is okay.
Yeah.
Like, but like the vast majority of her jokes were like racist towards Chinese and Asian people. Like she's really anti-Asian for whatever reason.
Fucking
Like
stupid.
it was like crazy how you can eat Chinese food and then an hour later you're still racist. That one at least kind of comes off as a joke. I'll give her that one.
It's a salty joke.
It's just salty, but like the one about killing Hitler, Jews, gypsies, and gay people, that's just racism and and being homophobic. Like that's like there's no punchline, there's no joke there. Like
Yeah,
that's
where's
just
the joke?
that's just a tweet that basically says I hate gay people and I hate Jews. Like that's all it is. So I'm okay with her being canceled.
Disclaimer: Ethan was reading off a tweet.
Well, see, that's the difference. Like in my opinion, that is cancel worthy because that was blatant racism and homophobia. Other ones that people have been canceled for jokes and poor taste. Not saying that they're okay to make, but like what I was saying is, I'm not saying that it's okay to make racist jokes or whatever, but like the point is between the two, there was a clear disconnect that one was trying to make a joke that was in poor taste, and the other one was just trying to be blatantly racist.
Yeah.
That's where I think the difference in cancel culture should come in. Like, maybe when you're trying to cancel someone, take into account when it was said, if it was intended as a joke, and also have they grown from this, or if it was just blatant racism.
Anyway, let's move on.
It wasn't. I don't. Whatever.
Let's move on to our main topic this week. It took us way too long to get to it.
It's watched. Okay. The movie was not good.
Yeah, we watched The Five Bloods. The thing that baffles me is I've watched so many reviews, and they all are very positive. Am I missing something?
No. Here's the thing. I want to say it wasn't good. It was a good movie, and it was an extremely informative movie. I will say that. I did learn a lot, and it did what it was intended to do, which I feel was raise awareness for Black injustice, especially with the facts that it showed, and especially towards the beginning. Remember, it showed the statistics and then facts about Black Americans that were fighting in World War One, or no, it was in Vietnam. Was that World War One? No.
Well, Vietnam War was just Vietnam
exactly.
War.
My dad's gonna kill me. My dad's was a history teacher.
See, that's the thing. These are the elements of the. I'm gonna say it now. This is spoilers. I am dissecting this film because it pisses me off. But that's the thing. That's the part of the film I like the most. I like when they start the film off talking about Black history.
I like that, yeah.
Like the first half of the movie is so far into like Black history and stuff like that, and it's awesome. I love how they weave those elements in. Like the part where they're in the war and they get on the radio the transmission that MLK Jr. died. I love that scene. I like when they were doing stuff like that. But it seems like halfway during the movie, they forgot what it was and it became a fucking Uncharted.
Yeah, I agree.
The second half of the movie was fucking Uncharted and it was awful. You can't tell me it was good.
It was good and it was informative. I think the issue, it's not a trying to think of the word. It's not an exciting movie. Does that make sense? It's not like The Gentleman, for instance.
Yeah.
Me comparing them, I watched The Gentleman and I'm excited to talk about it. The Five Bloods, I watched it. I kind of enjoyed it. It was okay. It was, at least at the very minimum, it was very informative. But it's
you
not
were really trying to
a-
get us to do a different movie.
Just I didn't feel like we could hold a conversation about it the whole time.
I definitely can. This movie irritates
Well,
me.
Here's the thing. What it really felt like to me, it felt like a documentary, but not like an interesting documentary. A documentary that you would show in a classroom where it does the live footage and then fake footage. I will say I really did enjoy the filmography from when it cut to flashbacks
Don't
and they changed the visuals so that it looked like it was filmed on an older camera.
the cinematography in the film was good.
The cinematography in the film was extremely good, and I really did enjoy those scenes.
Did you notice
I
how
also-
they mess with the aspect ratio? Like the obvious
Yes.
one, the obvious one will be when the Vietnam scenes, like they make it look like it's filmed like a classic war movie. They do the 4:3, I think, ratio. But the
Yes.
other cool thing is when they're in Vietnam in the city, it's the classic movie aspect ratio with the boxes, the classic.
Yes.
But when
Yes, I
they
noticed
go
that.
into the Vietnam jungles, it's like widescreen, 16:9. I
Yeah.
find that really cool.
They did. I mean, there were a lot of aspects that I really liked about. To see the cinematography was my favorite part of the film. I thought the message was good. I don't think it was presented well, if that makes sense. I don't. It didn't feel like a movie to me.
Go ahead
don't
and
know
give like your big thesis on it, because after that, I'm gonna go ham and
Yeah,
rip
you
it
you
apart.
can go ham. I don't know. I mean, it was good. It was. I wasn't a fan of Chadwick Boseman's performance in this.
I thought it was one of the best things I liked about the film.
Really, I thought his acting was subpar in this, and I love Chadwick Boseman. The other films, films I've seen him in, aside from even the Avengers movies, I just thought this was one of his weakest ones. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It was decent. It was okay.
Oh wait, I'm gonna rip this movie apart.
We're already late into it, and I know you have way more thoughts on this one than I do.
If
And also,
no,
I
go
have to
ahead, say
carry
your
last
thoughts if
week's
you want.
episode. Well, I don't have that many. I basically already did.
That's true. I can carry this.
And I can
episode.
probably feed off of yours, but I carried last week's episode. At least I watched the movie.
That's
Brent.
true. I'll give you that. At least I didn't have to rent this one.
I rented it. I
No,
paid for it.
No, I'm saying
I
though,
paid
like
for the last one so you could watch it. And you didn't even fucking watch it.
that's not what I mean. It's like that was a rental. At least this one didn't have to rent it if like I didn't watch it. Like,
I
if I'm-
know, but I'm just saying I rented it on the account so that all three of us could watch it, and you didn't
I
even
know.
watch it.
Okay, my thing is, and I want to make this abundantly clear, that I know it's difficult to go into a Black History movie and say it sucks. And I want to make it abundantly clear, like I'm being completely honest, the Black History parts are my favorite part of the movie. I found it super interesting. The thing
No,
Spike,
I agree.
the thing Spike
that's-
Lee likes to do, where he throws in like the live footage and he talks about Black history, I thought it was really dope.
See, I'm gonna cut you off here because I have a thought, and I know you have a lot more thoughts. I agree with you. That was my favorite part of the movie, but they didn't do that much in the second half. That's why I didn't like this. I'm with you. The second half was super weak. My favorite parts of the film was where they cut. I really loved when they were having a conversation, and they were talking about heroes, people that they had known, and then they would throw the information up on the screen with the
Yeah.
actual person's picture and the actual statistics and exactly what happened. It was actual history, but it didn't feel like I was watching a documentary in those times. But then see, it's weird. I don't understand. See, that's what I didn't like about it, is the parts that were documentary like did not feel like a documentary, but the parts that were actually filmed felt like a documentary. Does that make sense? But like that's why I don't think I liked it, is because I really like documentaries, and it just felt like a poorly made documentary. I don't know. It was weird. It was a really weird. It was put together really odd.
Yeah, the parts where they threw the information on the screen felt a little weird at times, but I
liked that.
That was
my favorite part.
It got a little weird, but I started to roll with it. But my big thing is like they start the film so strong. You have this story about brotherhood and companionship and black men in war and how like that was fucking suck because they have a lot of lines in there talking about there's one line where they say they go into black men go into war fighting for freedom that they don't get. Ethan, calling on you.
Oh, okay. What I wanted to say is at the beginning of the movie when they go back to Vietnam, and they're all sitting in that restaurant,
Hmm.
and the one guy.
Oh, the PTSD scene.
No, are you talking about the firecrackers when they left?
That and also the fact that like he was trying to get the Vietnamese guy away from him.
Yes, that scene. That's what I was talking about. Like he was clearly the black guy was clearly uncomfortable with the Vietnamese guy being near him, and which is more justified because it's PTSD ridden that time. But what I really
the
liked
thing about that was that he was saying he was saying GI, like he kept saying that, so that's why it made him uncomfortable.
Yeah, but what I really liked about that scene is that his friend checked him on it. You know what I mean? Like when he was being kind of rude towards the Vietnamese guy, and it was clear he was mostly being rude because he was Vietnamese, but then later in the scene you find out it was because of also PTSD from the Vietnam War. But still, his friend still checked him on being he's being racist. His friend checked him on being racist, and his friend checked that guy. He was my favorite character. I think he's supposed to be because the other guys were.
He had the best acting.
See, he did. The other two, it seemed like were kind of in the middle. They were kind of there. It mostly seemed the biggest conflicts that we saw in the film were between the guy who was kind of racist towards Vietnamese people, or at least hostile when they were in Vietnam. Understandably, but he still was. And then the other guy's point was because there was a lot of talk about race and how they didn't feel like they were treated fairly, even current day in America. And then the guy checked him. He was like, dude, you're doing exactly what you feel is being done to us, but you're doing it in their own country. And he's like, you complain about this all the time, but you're doing the exact same thing. He's like, this is how they feel now is how you feel back home. And I thought that was really important scene to throw in there because he checked his own.
There's some really good lines in this film that I do enjoy. I think the first.
I also was shook when he was the dad. He was the dad, right? At the beginning when he goes to meet the girl.
Oh yeah. I was like, damn.
I was as soon as she walked in, I was like, oh, he's a dad. And then it panned to him, and I was like, oh, he doesn't know he's a dad.
Yeah, you can tell because like you could tell she was half black, so that instantly you were like,
Yeah, because he didn't know that she had a kid even, so she just kind of walked in, and then you could tell the kid knew. I mean, she was like 18 or something. You could tell she knew because she kind of got really. She's like, I'm gonna go, and then when the guy left, she went in. She's like, why didn't you tell me about my dad? The fuck, mom? And she was like, what are you talking about?
She's like, I'm your mom and I carried you. Okay, in a conversation. But it's the first half of the film knows what it wants to be. And even then, even saying
that's a really good that's how I would describe it. That it knows what it wants to be. The second half gets lost. Sorry.
Even saying no, you're good. Cut in whatever you want. But even saying that, I feel like there's still rocky parts of the film. But overall, it was a Black History movie about brotherhood and companionship. You have these four guys going on this quest back to Vietnam, which is a powerful statement. Like, I think Paul has a line in the movie talking to his son where he's like, I came here to face my demons that were affecting me and the demons that have been affecting you. Like, that was a good line. So they have these four guys going back to Vietnam after fighting in the war, and they want to get the body of their squad leader, Norman, played by Chadwick Boseman, but also they all had buried some gold there that they found during the war, and they want to go and recollect it, which is okay. I always felt like that was a secondary plan, even though they kind of made a decent big deal about it. The plan was to get Norman, and Paul's son ends up coming along, and it was pretty good. It's just like it gets so muddled. I feel like as soon as they get the gold, everything changes. Their characters immediately change, and it's not even like, oh, I mean, I have money now, I'm just like, I want to keep this. No, it's like I feel like their character motivations and like just everything that their character was just changes. Like, you know how many times Paul went back and forth saying his son was not his son, or was his son, or was not his son? Like, I swear he went through that arc like 4 times.
Yeah, it seemed excessive.
It's just, and then once they get the gold, this is nitpick territory. Once they get the gold, the one guy's like, bro, you guys changed when you got this gold. When they didn't, though. I mean, I agree that everything changes when they get the gold, but at that point, I didn't see any. It's like Spike Lee wanted them to change when they got it or something, make a big thing about it. But at that point, it was like the characters were still kind of saying the same and bantering with each other. He didn't write it that way. But shortly after that, they did kind of change once people started dying, and then like the whole thing became different. I don't know how to explain it because I know that contradicts itself, but I know what I mean in my head. But
I think I know what you're trying to say.
I don't know, man. My point with that is that there's so many lines in the movie that are supposed to mean something that don't. Like, I'm gassy. There's so many moments.
We always get gassy when we fucking record. I swear to God.
Every time I drink, I get gassy.
Drink? Alcohol?
Dr. Peppy.
How many of those have you had today?
2.
How long have you been awake today?
Since 4 a.m.
Oh, you haven't gone back to bed?
No.
Congrats. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I'm going to bed after this. Well, I'm gonna lay down. I might watch Honey Boy. But
where's Honey Boy on anyway? This is
Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I might watch it. Also, me and Sam really want to watch Wolf of Wall Street again. That movie's just so fucking good.
Dude, that movie's in my top like 10, 20. I fucking love that movie.
Since me and Sam started messing around in stocks, we've just been like, let's watch this movie. Let's watch
it,
movie.
bro. It's perfect. Really I love that movie.
It is a good movie. We should do that. We should review that one. We don't have anything to review because that movie is probably in my top 10 of all time.
I agree. Let's do it when Sam gets back.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could do it next week, and I was like, we should probably do that one for Sam because that's in Sam's top 10 too. All right, finish your saying so we can.
Good. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I know you've said it,
yeah.
But like where the second,
I get what you're trying to.
No, about how the second half like turns. I don't know if you could elaborate on it more. Of like, as soon as they find the gold, it seems like everything Spike Lee had been working up towards just falls apart. Like, do you get that? Like, where I'm coming from? That sounds like I'm calling you dumb, but it's like, I don't know if I'm articulating things right because it just turns into Uncharted. Like, it honestly does. It's like they forget about the powerful narrative they have, brotherhood, bond, friendship. Stuff like that gets thrown out the window, and I don't even feel like they make a statement about it either. It's not some powerful statement about how greed can blind brotherhood or something like that, because it's not written very well either. It just kind of happens. Like, the dude kind of gets blown up with a landmine, and then suddenly Paul has a gun, he's trying to shoot people, and then, like, it's just fucking stupid. God, I hate the second half of this movie.
Yeah, I really did not like the second half.
The second half of the
movie felt like a different movie.
It did. I genuinely want to have a.
It felt like a sequel that wasn't really a sequel, but it was still related to the first movie. If that makes sense.
I genuinely want to have a conversation with some of the reviewers or people that I don't want to say like the movie because I like aspects and I think it starts off strong, but like people that just like the second half. because I'm not saying they're wrong. Like I'm not
I
some
don't think anyone liked the second half, bud.
I'm not some enlightened being. But no, they do. I've watched so many reviews, and I'm not trying to discredit them. Like their opinion's
the
their
thing.
opinion. I
No,
just don't
I don't-
understand
I don't know about that.
what.
I could get some shit for this.
What?
Do they not like it, or are they afraid to?
I don't think
critique it?
so. Some of the
Here's the
reviewers.
thing- No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying now would be a bad time. to
No,
put a bad
I
critique
get it. You didn't even have
on a
to.
racially charged movie.
You didn't even have to clarify. I knew you were
No,
going with
I'm
that.
just saying if it's a big movie reviewer, they could just be playing it safe, which I wouldn't blame them at all for doing.
I know, but a lot of the reviewers I watch either are black.
I mean, if they
so
back it, I
they
mean,
don't.
if
So
they
they don't
back it with
need
the-
to give credit to, or they are usually reviewers that aren't afraid to say how they feel about
Okay,
a film.
I was just saying that could be a factor.
But that's the thing, though. It's like I don't even think saying the second half sucks would even.
I didn't think it sucked. I just didn't think it felt like it was in the same movie.
I think it
just
sucked.
there
It was
was just
god
a
awful.
really. I didn't hate it. It just felt like there was such a big disconnect from the first half and the second half.
I think. I just want to say that I know I seem so pissed off about it. And there's only one other movie I've been so pissed off about, and that was Cosmopolis. This is not Cosmopolis. Cosmopolis was a god awful trash fire of a movie that I sat myself through. This had really good elements, and I'm only pissed off about it because it had potential. I think Spike Lee really had something he was doing here with this, and I fucking loved aspects of this movie. And that's why it just pisses me off so much that it turned out the way it did. And I know a lot of people find it that it's beautiful, and that's okay. I mean, that's completely fine. Like, if you feel the second half commits to the story, that's great. I would like to talk to you, so maybe you can tell me.
You're
Like,
really hostile towards this movie.
no, that I don't even want to come off that way. I genuinely would like people to explain to me in a new light that makes me like feel it. Because I don't like hating things like Red Dead 2. I don't like that movie, but I'm that game. But I genuinely want to. I keep playing it because I want to like it.
That's your problem, Brent.
What?
You're scared. You're scared to hate things.
I'll hate it, but
No, you don't like having negative opinions.
that's true. But I'm not afraid to say that I
If you
dislike
don't-
something,
it's
but
okay.
there's always a part of me that wants to. I'm not gonna say I like it,
No, I get.
but I always want to find the light in it if I can.
Don't. It's okay to hate movies, Brent.
And I definitely do. I definitely hate movies. I hate this movie. I guess I'm
Do you have anything-
lukewarm on it more than hate.
Do you have anything else?
Yeah, there's a couple
maybe-
small things that add into it. One thing that irked me so bad, and I don't know why, there's certain shots where the actors dead eye look into the camera. Like,
Yeah, I
they're
noticed
talking
that.
like this. It's so awkward.
I don't think it was intentional.
I think he
think
was
it was
going
just-
for the. Oh,
if
you're
it was
the
intentional-
character, but it
If
just
it was intentional, it was poorly executed and a bad style choice. I'm with you. I noticed it. It was very obvious, but it did not. If it was supposed to be good, it definitely it came off as poor. It came off as poor camera work.
Hmm.
It just kind of made me uncomfortable, and it felt like he was trying to put you in the movie.
yeah.
But this movie is not a movie that can do that. Very few movies can pull that off. There's not a lot of movies where it makes sense to have the actors look directly into the camera. Really, the only ones are ones where there's a narrator live on screen, or if it's a character that breaks the fourth wall, something like that, which is very few, and that's also very hard to pull off. That's why you don't see that scene shot in movies.
Yeah.
It was a poor choice.
Because the camera is supposed to be an audience stand-in. Like, the camera is supposed to be you. That's why when you edit a film, you edit it in a certain way to where, like, when a shot happens, it's hard to recollect my memory. But, like,
know what
edit
you're
it in
trying
a
to say.
way to where, like, if they're talking, it easily flows, and it flows really well till you feel like you're a character there. Like, there's certain shots where, like, you'll hear stuff coming from a background. Like, I've watched some videos on this. Like you'll hear talking coming from background. They don't immediately cut to the shot because it gives you time. If you were to hear it in real life, you would like look over. So cutting to that shot after you hear them talk for a few seconds is just one way of saying like the camera is you. But looking into the camera is not a good audience stand-in. Like it always just feels disjuntled, fucking uncomfortable, and it just feels like the actor can act, but it feels like he can't act whenever he looks into the camera. And I mean any actor. If actors look into the camera, it just feels like they can't act. But this actor was doing really good. It's just like, why are you looking in the camera? It's so awkward.
Yeah, I hated it too, and it was very obvious.
There's that part where he's like, I don't know why this got me. There's a part where he goes off on his own, and he's like screaming about Jesus and crying and stuff like that. But you can tell he has like a lavalier mic or something on him because he never gets quieter.
Yes.
You
Some
can
of the audio was really weird.
You could tell it's ADR or something because he never gets quieter as he's walking past. Like, I think Spike Lee's a good filmmaker. It just, like, some of these things feel so sloppy to me. Can I do it better? No. But
maybe.
Probably not.
I feel like some of the scenes that we could, not the entire movie, some of the scenes, I feel like we could film better. Because at no point would I have told my actor to be like, hey, you know what we should try? Look directly into the fucking camera. If I was fucking directing a movie and they did that shit, I'd smack the shit out of them. Because this isn't the fucking Office. Or Deadpool. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, and those were either like reality TV-esque shows or like a fourth wall breaking character. And then the other thing I have in my notes that was just kind of weird is that the flashback scenes used the actors while they were old. They didn't get new actors.
I noticed that, except for Chadwick Boseman, but he was obviously he wasn't there. He was a different guy. But yeah, I noticed that, and they kind of used like CGI to make them younger. That wasn't CGI.
I barely noticed that, but I heard someone say it.
I think it was makeup. I don't know, CGI or makeup. I'm assuming makeup because I know it didn't have a super high budget, so it would make more sense for them to do makeup than CGI. And I feel like if it was CGI, you would have noticed that it was CGI.
Yeah.
So if it was CGI, it was really well done CGI. But my point is, if it was minimal CGI or minimal makeup.
I didn't even notice any effects. Like, it felt like old guys sitting there next to Chadwick Boseman.
They looked a little. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
And I've seen someone say that it could be like they're not recollecting on the memory, but they're reliving the memory.
Yeah.
But I don't buy that, and I don't think it is pulled off well at all, and I think it's lazy. Instead of casting younger characters. And even then, even if it was reliving, they didn't really pull it off in a way at all. I don't know. I could go on forever. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. Probably not, because we have limited time. But
what movie are we going to do next week? I'm going to cut you off because you've been ranting for too long about it. What movie are we doing next week?
I don't know.
Do you have any ideas? There's really nothing coming out, so we're going to have to do an old one.
Yeah, there's really nothing coming out. I don't know. We can probably text about it.
I have an idea if you want to hear it. I'm hesitant on the idea because I just talked to I recommended it to Film on the Rocks because they asked for recommendations. I recommended it to him. But I don't know. I'd like to do it. Have you ever watched The Room?
The fucking book about the
wait.
The girl who's locked.
No. Not that one. That's we could do that one. That is a fantastic movie. I do love that movie.
The movie's but I like the book.
The Room, 2003. Is
it a horror film?
No. 2003 is a year. It's not a horror film. It is a glorious fucking mess. It is the worst movie of all time, and it is absolutely
The Room.
Incredible.
I know The Room. Tommy Wiseau. I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't click in my mind for a second.
Holy shit! That movie is so.
I don't know if I want to do The Room. What are we gonna say that every internet celebrity hasn't said 300 times?
Here's the thing, though. I have an
I feel
idea.
like PewDiePie talked
I
about
have
the
an idea.
movie,
I have
and
an
then
idea. I have an
everyone else
idea.
did. I was just saying shit. Damn.
I have an idea. Let's watch The Room and The Disaster Artist.
I started The Disaster Artist
Dude,
and
The
got
Disaster
really
Art-
bored.
What do you mean? The Disaster Artist is such a good film. Such a good film. Like, legitimately good. It's a great film about The Room.
It just
I don't
kind of
know. I
felt
think
like
it's
they
a
were
time.
gonna.
You have-
It just
you have
felt like
something
they
else-
were gonna preach to me about how this awful movie was like one of the best movies. And I get people like it because it's bad, but it's like I think some people just take that and they're like, "Oh, it's a good film." I'm sure The Disaster Artist is good, but there's just something about it
No,
that
I
was
love
like
The
painting
Disaster.
this
If you- if
terrible
you have
film
something
as.
else-
I mean, we can. Like, I'm not saying we can't. It's up to you, dog.
I'm just gonna here. I'm gonna have an idea.
We could we Film on the Rocks
movie
could do it too, and we have simultaneous like uploads
Should
about it.
I watch?
No, let's just do The Room
for
and Disaster
my-
Artist and tell Film on the Rocks like, hey, let's upload our episodes at the same time.
Well, no, because they've already signed that. They're way more organized than we are. I guarantee you, they probably have their next 5 episodes lined up in what they're doing.
That's
I'm sure-
true. They are really professional. All right, let's wrap this up. We can do your poll some other day, or we can look at the results offline. Thank you
I don't know.
guys for stopping by to the pod. We appreciate it. We have to stop rambling because this is going on too long. We love you. Check out the socials. Check out the Patreon. Check out YouTube, Spotify. And we'll catch you all next week. That's a wrap.
Catch you on the flippity flip.